Toastmasters. Please join me welcome Denet.
When you push that button, the next button will come automatically. What is that next button? What is our creation? What have we created? The emergence. The emergence of biotech, nanotech, mechanical engineering. Cells that can regenerate. Synthetic cells. Where is this leading us? It's leading us to the thing we call singularity. We will become known as the range-free organic humans, the unmodified humans. The future generation will look at us, or do they simply refer to us as planktonite? 10. What is singularity?
It's a future period which the pace of technological change will be so rapid, its impact so deep, that human life will be irreversibly transformed.
Thank you. Round of applause for Ben. This weekend, I was in San Francisco at the Singularity Conference, or Singularity Summit, as my coworker prefers to say. You sure you weren't at the Singles Conference? There were a bunch of MIT graduates and some very smart people projecting, where is the future going? Where is our technology going? Should we make our pets smarter in the future? Man, I want to communicate with my dog. We can have conversations. We like our dogs better than our spouses, our children, so why not make them smarter? Should we make our food dumber? I don't want to kill a smart chicken and cow, so should I make my food dumber? The whole thing, it wraps around the fact that the pace of technology is not a linear slope. You think of Hungtown getting ready to push that button. You think of what he learned in the last 15 years. The way our brains are wired, we project on a linear slope of where technology will go. Yet, when you look at how technology, information technology in particularly goes, it's not a linear curve. It's an exponential curve. That actually makes sense because as we develop newer technologies, that enables us to create newer technologies quicker. Can I see the graph there? So if you look at human invention over time, the rate of change is increasing. So projecting this out to about 2035, 2040, somewhere in there, we're going to create a machine that's so much more intelligent than us. What's going to happen? First, it'll be 1 million times, well, first we match the human brain, then we go up to 1 million times smarter, and then eventually 1 billion times more intelligent than the human brain. What's life like? We don't know. That's what singularity is. We can't project what will happen after we have something 1 billion times more intelligent than we are. I sense a few skeptics out there. Right now, there's groundbreaking research. They're trying to reverse engineer our brain. They're looking at how our brains work, and we're learning about it. We're reverse engineering that. It's fascinating. The brain scanning technology has been increasing exponentially, and we're slowly decoding the brain and learning. How do we store information in our brain? Say the ABCs, it's easy, but say them backwards, and suddenly, unless you program that into your brain to say it backwards, it doesn't flow. We're learning about why our brain is wired that way and how our brains work. And we're getting closer to creating artificial intelligence, which, will it pass us up someday? Let's get the next chart. Cool PowerPoint, isn't it? You notice how I automated my PowerPoint? So if you look at evolution, we weren't born with hand tools, but that hand tools allowed us to have an extension. They allowed us to go into the physical world. We could use shovels, we could use weapons, and that allowed us to further our reach into the physical world. But now we're getting to the point where we can extend our reach mentally, where we have phones. We have, thanks for the great pick up an iPhone like that. I always wanted one. We have iPhones that have expanded our capabilities. Think of the amount of information we can access, how we're all connected, and how life is changing. Okay, you can put the slide down. What if nanotech miniaturizes things? We're going to get nanobots in our bodies. Sasha, you're going to have these nanorobots circulating through. Well, why don't we just reprogram his software? You've got some pretty old software you're running inside that body. That's been around for a while. You've got a fat storage gene. You've got all these genes that have been in you for a long time. How would you like to go in there and reprogram those? You updated your virus software. Why don't you update your own software? What if we have nanobots in our head that will allow us to do that? What about regenerating cells? I met this lady. She's experimenting on mice to see how can they tweak the genes to get them to repair their ears when they punch holes in them. Why is it salamanders can regenerate legs and arms and we can't? What is it about the genes? Can we learn that? Right now I heard that there's actually some trials going on to see if you can regrow a tooth, or if instead of getting a filling, you'll regrow that part of your tooth. This is going to advance rapidly. All these technologies are going to advance rapidly. Let me hear a quote. Can you read that?
While some regard the singularity as a positive event and work to hasten its arrival, others view the singularity as dangerous, undesirable, or unlikely. The most practical means for initiating the singularity are debated, as are how or whether it can be influenced or avoided if dangerous.
Is it dangerous? Yes, it could be. Could it be avoided? Is it our destiny? Is it wired within us to develop something, to go to the post-human world, to develop intelligence that far surpasses our own? What was the quote there?
The future of human evolution. What is mankind's evolutionary trajectory and destination? Ray Kurzweil has a vision of the future of artificial intelligence and mankind's fusion with machines.
Where will the future take us? What kind of machines will we develop? Will we become one with machines? Look at this robot. That was in Japan. Think of how you interact with faces. The robots will have faces in the future, so that we're dumbing down the computer so that we can communicate and relate to them. But we don't speak in ones and zeros. We speak through faces and communication. I met this guy, and he said he's been playing with robots. It's amazing how they're advancing. Go ahead and cut that. Put the music on. The robots and us get closer together. We become more like a machine. The machines become more like us. Ethical issues exist, but there may be ways around that. Will China lead us? Will China launch the singularity? Think of the ethical issues. They may be different when China launches it than they would be in the U.S. The funding may be there. The scientists, the money, pushing us beyond the human world to create something greater than the intelligence we have, to go to the post-human world. Will we be left as the range-free humans, the planktonite of the world? Or will this science turn around? Will it be such that maybe the range-free beef is healthier to eat than this mass production food that we've come up with? Maybe science will get it wrong. These are questions we need to ask. These are areas we need to focus on and things we need to think about. Welcome. Welcome to the new world.